The second Rich Rodriguez era at WVU has also marked the return of a pair of Mountaineer legends. Fans know all about Pat White, one of the greatest quarterbacks in college football history. But Pat White, the player, is a different guy than Pat White, the coach. So allow him to reintroduce himself in this story told by Ryan Decker.
One of the greatest to ever don the old gold and blue, number 5 has returned to his alma mater as an assistant coach. We'd refer to him by name, but that doesn't fly these days.
Pat White is dead. Now it's Coach.
Now it is Coach Pat White.
White or Coach Pat White.
This isn't White or Coach Pat White's first go around coaching QBs. The Mountaineer legend spent 4 seasons as a collegiate assistant before a 2-year stint as an NFL offensive analyst.
I'm getting to do something that I love around people that I have a lot of love for. It's exciting to be back in this role, coaching a position I played here. And working on getting us back to the heights that we need to be.
With one exception, Coach Pat White hasn't suited up inside Milan Puskar Stadium since a whited out senior night game versus South Florida in 2008. That exception, coaching against Pat McAfee in last year's Gold Blue Spring game. The few thousand on hand that day pale in comparison to a sold-out atmosphere at Mountaineer Field. White played in front of 13 sellout home crowds. Running out of the home tunnel on August 30th could be a different sensation.
Coaching is the closest you can get to competing as an athlete again. So I may have a few less butterflies, but I'll still be just as excited to see those guys go out and have fun and compete and have success. 17
years removed from his final WVU touchdown drive, White's new objective is turning his WVU success into coaching points for this group of Mountaineer QBs.
It's really about taking the lessons, good and bad, that have shaped me into the coach I am today, the man I am today, and being open and honest with them about things I did wrong, things I did right, and what got me to this point.
That's Ryan Decker reporting. Now, one of White's former teammates is also back on staff. When he was a player, Noel Devine electrified Milan Puskar Stadium game after game. He hopes to have a similar impact as the team's assistant running backs coach. So here's Sidney Carriel with more.
Off to Devine. He slips through. He's on his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Noel Devine.
It really means a lot to me, and to get back to what we used to be, to that winning tradition.
For legendary running back and WVU Hall of Famer Noel Devine, coming back home to Morgantown was always a goal in mind.
As soon as he took the job here, I knew it was a perfect opportunity for me to reach out to Rich Rodriguez and to try to come back home. It's a place that I always wanted to come back to, and when the door opened, I was fortunate to have the opportunity. Rich Rod brought me back.
Devine was a 3-year starter from 2007 to 2010 and made headlines quickly as a Mountaineer.
Touchdown, Noel Devine!
Among his accolades, Noel is WVU's career all-purpose yardage leader. But those records didn't come easy. He can still recall those tough practices with Rich Rod.
The first day I practiced and I came out to practice and I ran the wrong play, just getting cursed out, honestly. That's the best that I have. Just Coach Rod having a high expectation and a high standard for the players, just to play hard and to understand the offense. Being an offensive guy, Coach Rod is one of the best in the business.
Noel is back on the sidelines with a handful of WVU legends, including being reunited with his quarterback of 2 years, Pat White.
Had I never known about Pat White, seeing him doing what he did when he played here at West Virginia when I was in high school, I probably wouldn't have been a Mountaineer. So his leadership role just led me here, and it speaks volumes.
Back to Pat White, hand off to Noel Devine. Here he goes. 40.
The two now share an office, and some things never change.
And he still gets on you now, like he did when you guys were playing together.
Yeah, that's natural. That's natural for Pat to get on me and stay and make sure he holds me accountable.
Who runs faster nowadays, you or Pat?
Me, I run faster than Pat. Come on, I'm a running back, not a quarterback, but Pat's a running quarterback. But it's my acceleration off the first step. For sure, I'll beat Pat off the line. Pat's probably more of like a 200 runner, longer distance. He pick up speed as he goes, but I like me in any race. I'm a competitor. I like to compete.
That's Sidney Carriel reporting. Coaches White and Devine are part of an army of assistants assembled by Coach Rodriguez this offseason, and that group is already preparing for what's to come in August and beyond. We'll dig into the complete 2025 slate for the old gold and blue next on the Mountaineer Game Day Spring Football Special. Stay with us.